Good morning and welcome to day 4 of my epic North Coast 500 road trip around Scotland. The past 3 days have been absolutely incredible. I've really enjoyed it and it's definitely one of the best trips that I've ever done. Now I'm sure the question that you all want to know the answer to is, did I sleep in the tent last night? Well, the answer is yes. I've just packed it up. It stayed relatively dry last night. There was one point where it started to spit and I thought, oh, here we go. Yeah, it's going to be one of them nights. But it was all right. That was about 11 o'clock, so it was just before I went to sleep. So I went with it, and yeah, I didn't wake up all night. It was so peaceful. Hardly any cars coming past on this road last night, and yeah, it was brilliant. So not too windy at all, because of course we've got the hills just here at the side, blocking any wind. It was a really good night's sleep, the best night's sleep of the trip so far. Anyway, let's get started then with a nice 20-minute drive this morning, carrying on down the NC 500. Got a busy day today, so much to fit in. Going to be starting off with a couple of waterfalls, and so yeah, let's get on the road. Once again, the GoPro's all charged up and mounted in the window, and we'll get some footage of the drive along the way. Well, I've been treated there this morning with some delightful scenery. What a way to wake up in the morning and just see the open air and looking out over all the wonderful scenery. But yeah, that was great. Anyway, I nearly missed Ardessie Falls because that's where I am this morning, first destination. Literally, I was coming down here, I had Waze on, my satellite navigation system, and yeah, it was like, you have arrived. And then I looked to the left and there was a bridge like going over the falls, and then that was it, like the road, you know, was the bridge, and then that was it, and I just drove past it. So I'm now parked up somewhere. There isn't actually any parking right near it from what I've seen, but I found a parking spot maybe 300-400 yards just down the road. So I'm literally just walking now on the little bit of grass at the side of the road to come down to the falls. I can hear them though, just in the distance, so they're not too far, maybe 3-4 minute walk just down here. But yeah, beware if you are coming to these, they're easy to miss. Here we go then. Yeah, it took a few minutes and I can hear these. I think they're going to look quite good from what I just saw from the car. Here we go, welcome to Ardessie Falls. Oh, that's lovely. Really nice, definitely worth coming to stop for and have a look at. Again, it's just the sound of these waterfalls that are amazing. Of course, that's the main bit, but it also continues just down here. See if we get another angle for you. Well, yeah, you don't want to be parking on this little bit just here. There is a no parking sign. There you go, 200 yards. Oh, that's the viewpoint, isn't it? I think the trees really make it, actually. There you go, that's the vista. Ardessie Falls. Here's a look from a little bit further back. The waterfall cascades just underneath the bridge here. And of course comes out down the bottom there. Stunning, isn't it? Really nice. And from one set of waterfalls to another. Oh, that's a nice house, isn't it, down there? Look at that. Gonna get back in the car now and make my way to my next destination because we've got some more waterfalls to see. And these look even more spectacular. So I've just carried on down the road for a couple of miles and look at this spectacular view just here. Thought I'm gonna have to stop and show you this. Wow, all the mountains, and look at that. What an amazing viewpoint. So anyway, I'm now carrying on down the road for about an hour's drive. 34 miles I think it is to my next waterfall. It's Victoria Falls, so I'll put in some of the scenery along the way. Of course, I'll pull over and stop everything there's anything worth seeing. Well, that was was a very pleasant drive, some absolutely spectacular vistas. It was great. And funny little story for you. So I saw loads of cycles coming down the other side of the road and I thought, oh blimey, why are they all coming this way? And then failed to notice that they all had numbers on the helmets and there's some sort of race going on this morning. So yeah, there was loads of cycles coming that way. I'm glad that I was actually travelling round anti-clockwise instead of clockwise, else I would have had to have overtook them all. But yeah, that was good fun, just seeing all those cycling down there, rather than me, I think, doing that distance. But anyway, I've arrived here at Victoria Falls, free parking, I'm the only car on the car park this morning. It isn't 10 o'clock though yet, it is early, I set out early this morning. But yeah, it's lovely round here. 150 metre walk down to Victoria Falls, so that's where I'm heading now, down this little pathway here. But yeah, look at it out here in the forest, very much back out in the middle of nowhere now. We had them single track lanes back there. It's gone back to like a normal road here now, but yeah, of course soon we're going to be driving on one of the most dangerous roads in the country, so yeah, that's going to be interesting to see that one. But yeah, we walk down this way, we should get to Victoria Falls. Right then, so I'm here on the platform, and yeah, they're not quite as spectacular as I saw in the photos, these ones. There we go, that's Victoria Falls over there. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's still very pretty, but in the photos it looks a lot more epic than that. Maybe there's not as much water flowing down there at the moment, but yeah, you look at the views here, worth coming just for this viewing platform, just for the 360-degree panoramas, to be honest. Well, that's what's really made it down here. There is another little path just down here to the left, so I'll probably have a little stroll down there. But yeah, I must say I'm a little bit disappointed with those. Still beautiful to see, but yeah, I definitely preferred the other waterfalls so far on this trip. So yeah, I've just walked further up the steps here, and this is quite interesting. Looks to me like there's normally more water running down here, or at least I think so anyway. Definitely down here. But you get some cracking views. Looking all the way down here, of course there's the other viewing platform. Yeah, it was worth stopping here just for the views, and you got to think, you know, it is en route as well. I mean, that is beautiful looking back that way. I do like all these little platforms. But yeah, it does seem like to me there's normally more water coming down this way. Well, the waterfalls might not have been anything spectacular, but the views of the forest were lovely from there. Anyway, it's now time to start continuing down the road and making our way towards the Applecross Peninsula and, of course, the famous Bealach Bar. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be some very challenging driving, but it's certainly going to be an adventure. After continuing down the road and enjoying the epic scenery, I decided to pull into the car park at Eighe. Here I'll be able to get some fantastic views, even though I wasn't going to be climbing up today. So just walked down from the information boards there, down here to the lock, and the view is pretty spectacular. Wow. Oh, it's lovely. Really nice and clear as well. You really get to appreciate the height of these. All the clouds just coming over the top there. Yeah, it's stunning, isn't it? Really nice. Definitely worth just stopping off here for a look. Like I said, I'm not going to be completing the trails today. However, that's certainly something for a future trip around the NC 500. We might be back to the single track roads with passing places, but oh boy is it worth it. The views just keep on getting better and better. And this area around here is stunning, it really is. All the mountains around, all of the forest, the lochs, honestly it all comes together in such a visually pleasing experience. It's gorgeous, it really is. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know what's been so good about this trip for me? And that's been not having a schedule, so to speak. Yes, I've had places where I want to stop along the way, but I've not had to stick to times, I've not had to get up at certain times, I've not had to be at hotels at certain times. That's what's really made this trip for me. And I know it might not work for everyone, just sleeping in the car, but you know what? You know, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're doing this on your own, or if you've got a bigger car where you can maybe have a couple of people laying down. But of course it'd be great with a motorhome or a camper van, but honestly, not booking hotels along the way has been really good for me, because first time doing it, I've just been able to take it at my own pace and just take it all in, and that's what's really made this trip for me so far. You know, I've woke up when I've woke up naturally, I've gone to bed when I felt tired, and I've just gone for it, and that is what has really made this trip for me. Let's go back in the car. This scenery is going to carry on for miles and miles now. I think we've got about 30 miles or so until we get down to where I'm going to be near the Applecross Peninsula and the road that I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, let's carry on down this way towards the Bealach Bar. Well, we're out of the mountains now, and I just thought I'd show you this beautiful view here. All of the houses down there with the wonderful backdrop. Pretty spectacular, isn't it? Now, I've just looked at the map, and it looks like we're going to be following these single track roads with passing places for quite some time now. So yeah, we've got some really narrow roads coming up. I've managed to find a place that's more than wide enough to pull up down here. But yeah, like, look at this. You know, we're going to be following this for a good couple of hours, I think, now, on these smaller roads. Like I say, that's going to take us through Applecross here on the peninsula, and also, of course, the Bealach Bar as well. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that view. It's really nice, isn't it, with all the houses there and a stunning backdrop. Amazing scenery here on the Applecross Peninsula. Really enjoying the drive, actually, and the good thing is I've not met too much traffic coming the other way. Just thought I'd show you these awesome views from here, so I'll spin you around. Nice little parking spot just here, so of course, to take some photos. So yeah, we're going to be carrying on down the road in that direction here on the Applecross Peninsula. So yeah, you can see the road carries on down there for miles and miles. Still got quite a way to go until we're going to reach that famous road. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you here. You get a great view over to Skye just over there. Of course, the islands that we can see. Very windy standing here. Very cold as well. You wouldn't think it was in the middle of summer. But yeah, amazing. Right, let's carry on. Well, the sun's come out at the perfect time because we're nearly there, just a few miles away now from the Bealach Bar. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to this. Got a few facts for you just here about it. So, of course, it's a winding single-track road and kind of engineered similar to a lot of the roads that are over in the Alps. You know, how it twines round. It's got the hairpin turns. Now, this historic mountain pass was actually built in 1822, and honestly, it's got gradients that approach 20%. It's got the steepest ascent of any road climb in the UK, and we're going to be rising up from sea level to 626 meters. That's 2,054 feet. Wow. So yeah, this is going to be pretty impressive. What I'm actually going to do, of course, we've got the GoPro facing that way. I'm now going to mount this camera in the window, showing my reaction to driving up here. Let's do it. Here we go then. So the camera's all rigged up, and we are ready to take this on. So yeah, already the roads are quite twisty and we've only just got started, and I've just passed this sign that you can see there, of course, saying how the road is impassable in wintry conditions. Oh, already here we go, we've got loads of cars coming the other way. Let's just pull in here. Luckily we've got a passing place just here. Yeah, these passing places, these become your friend when you're taking on something like this. But yeah, here we go. So of course they can close this road in any different conditions if the weather's bad enough. And along with that as well, of course, you've got to bear in mind, you know, if you've got a large vehicle, this might not be for you. So here we go. I'm talking like I've already done it. I've not. This is it. This is the moment. So here we go. Like I say, there'll be a mix of footage here. We'll have some face cam reaction of me driving and also the GoPro footage. Well, we're getting higher and higher now, and the views just keep getting even more impressive. Look at how windy this is just here. Oh God, we're banking round to the left now. Here we go, proper hairpin turn. Oh blimey. Driving with Sean here. There we go, big turn. Luckily nothing coming the other way there. Oh, there's no passing point on this bit. Oh my God, my ears have just popped as well. This is quite something, this is. I'll never forget this drive. I've been driving only about just over 4 years, but oh, there's a car coming. Is he pulling in? Thank you. Oh, we got cyclists coming and everything, motorbikes. It's a good job there's a crash barrier down the side, just in case. But yeah, I just want to say, fair play, full respect to the people that do this drive in a motorhome. Like, honestly, I would not fancy that, I don't think. I could do a camper van, I think, but yeah, a motorhome, I don't know about that. Oh, here we go, this is where the fun begins. It's going down now, oh my God. Look at this, back down into first gear, I think. Oh, this is stunning. Honestly, this is mad. One of the highlights of the trip so far, doing something so crazy. Can you imagine, I was just thinking about this just as I was driving up. Can you imagine like living around here and doing your driving lessons on this road? Oh my God, look at this. Oh, I've got to do a full like 180 turn. Here we go. Oh, oh God. Oh my God, this is mad. Luckily there's no other cars coming up here at the moment, yet, that's what I say. Let's keep going down. Oh, don't go too fast, Sean. Building up to about 20 miles an hour then, don't want to be doing that. Here we go. Slow it down. Oh, watch out for the rocks, watch out for the rocks. And just that view looking that way is incredible. I'm lucky to have not met any other cars yet. Here we go, another 180 turn down into first gear. Oh, I can see a car. Oh, I think he's waiting for me. Yeah, he's waiting. We're all good, we're all good. That was the toughest part. This bit doesn't look as bad down here, but there is a crash barrier all down the side. Yeah, he's waiting. Oh, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you. Really nice Ford there for waiting. Thank you. Right, let's carry on down. There is another car coming up, but this is a pretty straight bit. That's the bit that everybody always sees and always says about. Here we go, we got another passing place. We're laughing now. Maybe I shouldn't be going 40 miles an hour there on this bit. There we go. That's it, let's slow down for this car. Let the Volkswagen pass, there you go. Enjoy that bit. Yeah, that was nuts there, that was absolutely crazy. Brilliant. Just to do that and get the experience of it. Oh, got another van here. He's pulling in for me, thank you. Yeah, just to do that famous bit at the top was incredible. One of the highlights of the trip, and the view coming down here is still absolutely awesome. It really is. Honestly, this NC500 trip is stunning. It really is. He's cycling up here. Oh, blimey. Rather you than me. People who do that in a motorhome going around them turns, like, fair play to them. Honestly, fair play. Oh, my ears have popped again. Oh, stunning. Absolutely. Oh, here we go. Car coming through. There you go. Let the BMW through. Yeah, that was incredible, that was. This pit looks pretty straight now, but yeah, that was incredible up there. Like, definitely the hardest bit of... Oh God, we got a car coming. Are you reversing? Oh, thank you so much. Got a nice classic car. Here we go, I can just nip in here. Brill. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah, oh, there's loads of cars coming up now. Oh God. Luckily it's pretty straight, this bit. I mean, if you had to reverse this bit, you could. You know what, I think I'm going to pull in just here and I'm going to let these guys come up. But that was fantastic, really, really good. Just make sure you're a confident driver if you're doing it. Well, I've made it down to this point, no bumps, no scrapes. Absolutely awesome that was. Just thought I'd pull over here in this nice big area to just show you the views. I mean, look at all the mountains, the waterfalls. Honestly, there's nowhere quite like Scotland, is there? And look at the waterfalls over there as well, and the little stream down the bottom. And of course, that's the road back up in that direction. Well, the famous Bealach nut bar certainly didn't disappoint. It was awesome. I'm never going to forget driving that for the first time. Anyway, I've made my way here to my next destination. Got perfect parking for this, and it's a good job I've got this space because, to be honest, there's not many places to park for this one. Welcome to Strome Castle. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. I'm not fully sure. You know what our pronunciation's like, but it wouldn't be a day here on the NC 500 without seeing a castle. And there it is, just behind me. So yeah, it is a ruin. It's nothing huge, but it's very picturesque down here by the water. So yeah, let's go and take a look. So yeah, this road here is a little off the main route, so it's definitely worth taking the trip down here to come and see it. No drones around here. Here we go. Yeah, look at this view. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, if we just walk down the steps here. I do love with these places how they're not real full-on tourist attractions. You know, it kind of adds to it. You know, there isn't visitor centres and all that sort of stuff. I really like that. It makes it a lot more authentic, in my opinion. Oh, watch the sheep poo that we're walking through. Yeah, yeah, it just makes it a lot more authentic experience. I'm going to get a nice view of my car parked up just over there from up here as well. Literally just on the edge. Make sure I put the handbrake on right for that one. Literally on the edge over there. But yeah, here it is. Very pretty little place, this. I can't imagine living somewhere like this all the time. I mean, especially doing what I do. Of course, a lot of you know already, you know, I've got my other channel, Theme Park Worldwide. And, you know, yeah, I love travelling to different theme parks and seeing things. So yeah, like being somewhere like this would be great if you liked a peaceful life. But you know me, I love coming to see stuff like this, but I couldn't live here. Like, you know, it's just in the middle of nowhere. And here it is. Welcome to Strome Castle. Strome, I'm not fully sure, but here we are. Oh, worth it though for the views. Yeah, this place is pretty epic. Let's have a little look through. There's no information boards or anything around here. But yeah, look at it. Really pretty. There we go. And there's my parking. Yeah, we need to make sure I put that handbrake on while there, don't I? Else I'll be coming down here onto this little, would you call that a beach? I'm not too sure. Stony beach. Let's have a look down this way. Oh, God, it's so peaceful down here. I've not seen one person. Got the little bay just over there. That's a nice house with the balcony looking out, isn't it? Yeah, I really like that. Oh, it's just so peaceful. There you go. Oh, I see. Yeah, so it's kind of on the, just on the side here. All the little boats down there. That boat's a bit broken over there, isn't it? It's got a big hole in it. Oh dear, I don't think there'll be any fishing going on with that for a while. Absolutely awesome. But yeah, just going to take in the view for a few minutes, I think. It's so nice coming to these locations, and after I've had a look round, just putting the camera down, not looking at my phone, and just sitting there and taking it all in for a few minutes. Now, you might be thinking, hang on a minute, Sean, you're coming to the end of your NC 500 trip because there's not that far left around the route. Well, what I'm actually going to be doing for the rest of the day is taking a bit of a detour. Whilst I'm up this far in Scotland, I thought it'd be nice to head over to the Isle of Skye. Now, this isn't officially part of the NC 500, but what I'm now going to do, because of where I am, I'm actually going to nip out over onto the Isle of Skye, have a good drive round there for the rest of today and into the evening, probably stay over there tonight, and then of course make that drive to Inverness tomorrow, where we're going to be wrapping up this amazing trip. And on the way there's still a couple more points to see on the NC 500, making my way back to Inverness, of course, to complete that full loop around. So yeah, I've got a bit of a drive ahead of me now. I'm going to head over to the Isle of Skye. Probably going to be about 90 minutes until we get towards Skye. We're going to cross over the bridge, and I'm sure there's going to be some amazing views. I've been told that the Isle of Skye is like a photographer's dream, and it's somewhere that I've always wanted to visit. I didn't know, of course, if I get time to on this trip, because it could have took 5 days to have got to where I am now, but I'm in the position, everything's gone well, traffic's been really light, weather's been on my side. Let's go over to the Isle of Skye and see some more on this trip. So I've now been driving for about an hour, and look at the amazing scenery here. It's so picturesque, isn't it? Especially if I stand up on these rocks here and look out. How incredible is that? Gorgeous, isn't it? And if you pan around to the right hand side, we can see the Isle of Skye just over there, and of course, There's the Skye Bridge. So we're going to be passing over there shortly. It's quite hard to get the perspective on it at first. Well, then when you zoom in just down there and see the traffic on top, gives you a good idea on the size of that. But I'll try and stop somewhere nearby to get some closer shots. I'm sure there'll be somewhere to pull in just down there. That's the great thing about here in Scotland. There's so many areas where you can just pull in. But yeah, a bit of information about the Skye Bridge. There we go, 1995 is when it opened, and of course it's been linked to the rest of Scotland since then. But yeah, here we go. We're going to be passing over there shortly. Stunning, isn't it? Right, let's get back in the car. Only a couple of miles and we'll be down at the bridge. So welcome to the Isle of Skye, and it was well worth coming here to see gorgeous panoramas just like this. And I've got lots to pack into this afternoon and into the early evening, so I'm looking forward to seeing lots of the different areas here on the Isle of Skye. But yeah, look at this view, it's incredible. 360-degree panorama all the way round. It's beautiful, isn't it? Where I am now is about a 25-minute drive away from the bridge that we crossed over. Unfortunately, I couldn't see a little area to pull in by the bridge for a closer look. I know there would be if I took a turn off and went to sort of divert down a little bit further towards it. But yeah, of course, you saw the footage crossing over the bridge. But maybe on the way back, I'll see if there's somewhere else I can pull in to get a different angle of it. But yeah, look at this stunning view. And there's another one of my favourites over there, a waterfall. And this one looks really good, better than the last one that I saw. So you can just make out the road that I was following just over there in the distance, and I'll zoom out for you now. Of course, you can see the lock there on the left. It's always good having a camera that's got an awesome zoom. There we go. And yeah, look at this. Yeah, I followed the road all the way around here. Oh, look at the shape of these mountains. Awesome. And we're going to head round now to this waterfall. Just a little walk, 5 minutes this way. Well, access isn't the best over to this one, but here's a look at the waterfall. Really impressive. Probably one of my favourites that I've seen of the trip, actually. Really nice. Give you a bit of a zoom in there so you can see it a bit closer. And like I said before with the waterfalls, it's just the sound of them, isn't it? It's so relaxing. I think the winner of the trip waterfall-wise, though, is definitely going to be the one with the suspension bridge and the little viewing platform. It was amazing, that was, of course, yesterday. It was pretty stunning. So I was driving for about another 15 minutes and I've made it here to this absolutely gorgeous place. It's very picturesque, isn't it? Got the little bridge just over there. Got all the sheep just walking about here enjoying themselves as well. And of course some pretty spectacular views. Look at that. So I'm going to have a go at pronouncing the name of the place now. You've got a bit of free parking over there, here at Sligachan, I think it's called. There you go, let me show you on there instead. There you go. Honestly, my pronunciation is terrible. Yeah, but look at the shape of that. So of course, we saw that mountain from earlier on in the vlog when we was on the very windy road. We could look across and see it. Well, here we are nice and close up. Yeah, it's gorgeous around here. Really is. What a beautiful place. But oh, sheep's coming out to say hello. We're going to take a little stroll down here, have a look at this bridge, and also there's a statue over there as well. Oh my word, look at how picturesque this shot is just here. That's got to be one of the best shots I've had of the whole trip, with the bridges on either side just there, the river flowing underneath, then of course the mountain there just behind it. I'm so glad that it's a nice clear day. I've been really lucky actually with the weather on this trip. I know it's absolutely baking in other parts of the country right now. I'm back at home in the Midlands in England, but you know what? I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now. It's amazing to do this trip and see all this. But yeah, that is just so pretty, so picturesque, isn't it? With the bridge there, the mountains, and the sun's just coming out a little bit. It's clearing perfectly. It's lovely. I think I'm going to walk down onto this little area here and look back that way now with those mountains in the background. Oh boy, I am so glad that I took the decision to journey off the NC 500 and come over to the Isle of Skye and see this view. It's gonna take a lot to top this for me now. This is it. This is just the view of the trip. Like, with all the weird shapes of the mountains, the bridges, the river running down here. Honestly, this is the view of the trip right here. I don't think anything is gonna top this view for me. I really don't. It's perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Of course, it all depends on what you like the most, but for me, this is it. Of course, you've got a bit of low cloud up there as well, covering some of the mountains. You imagine it without that, I think it'd be even more impressive. Or then I think, would it? Is that adding to the mystery of it, you know? But oh, incredible. Like, this is the place. I've just took a gorgeous photo here as well. If you haven't already, give me a follow on Instagram at Sean Sandbrook. Of course, I post stories on there when I'm out on these trips every day, so you can get little previews of what's to come in future vlogs. So yeah, head over there, check out my Instagram at Sean Sandbrook. There's a link down below in the description, because then you get to see some of the photos that I take on these awesome trips. Breathtaking, isn't it? I actually think the mist and all the clouds up there are just helping add to the atmosphere of this, make it even more magical and special. Of course, there's so many different walks you can do around here as well. Like, imagine living up there with this as your view all the time. Incredible. Just made me really emotional just sitting there looking out at that view, thinking I am so lucky to do what I do, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for all of you guys watching. So honestly, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Your support really does mean the world to me. It really does. Getting to see these places and bring the content to you across both of my channels really is fantastic. So honestly, thank you. It means the world to me. Going to carry on now down the A87. That's the good thing, it's like one sort of main road really that runs up through all of these wonderful places. I'm going to head to a place called Portree next. Not Portrait, Portree. I'm going to head down there because this looks like a really pretty little village. All the buildings are painted up different colours. Looks great, so I'm going to carry on down. I'm not too sure how far it is, but yeah, I guess we'll find out soon. Right then, so I've just parked up, managed to park in a bay for 30 minutes just up on the street up there. There is a long stay chargeable car park, but yeah, there's some short stay parking available, very short stay parking, like I say, just at the on the street side. But yeah, very pretty down here. I do like how all the buildings are painted up in different colours. That's my main reason for coming to see it, to be honest. Like, I just love how vibrant it all is. Probably like the pink building the most there, actually. I think it really stands out next to the blue building. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? You've got lots of different hotels and B&Bs down here. And also, as we're approaching dinner time, there's a fish and chip shop just up here. I'm not going to have fish and chips tonight because I had that last night, but I'm thinking I'm going to have something in chips. Maybe a fish cake or a battered sausage, maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's lovely down here. Oh, boat's just coming in over there. Is that a lifeboat out there as well? Walk up onto this little decked area. Yeah, quite a few different boats. Yeah, it's lovely, really picturesque. But yeah, I do like how, like I say, all the buildings are painted up. I've just noticed they're actually painted the boat just down there as well, the Enchanted. There you go, it's having a paint up. Doing a good job there, guys. Keep it up. Right, let's walk a little bit further up. Get some chips. Well, I had battered sausage and chips and it was absolutely delicious. So they've got a nice little outdoor seating area there, chatting to some of the locals, and again a couple of people who are also doing the NC 500, but this time they're starting off in Skye and then heading on to do what I've done over the past few days. But yeah, met some lovely people, really nice. Up next then, I'm going to carry on about 15 minutes to the store. This looks really interesting. When I say the store, I don't mean like a shop. Oh no, this is a 674 meter landslide and it looks very picturesque. So that's my next destination here on the Isle of Skye. Let's get driving. unfortunately, the weather's really took a turn for the worse now. It's starting to rain, and also the fog has really just come in. I was expecting about a 90-minute to 2-hour walk in total there. However, I was just speaking to quite a few people who've just come down, and they've said you can see absolutely nothing up there, especially now that the fog has come in, unfortunately. So yeah, the store is going to have to be one of those to save for another time. I also parked in a lay-by just down here. However, that's where Google Maps took me to. There is a big car park there. It looks like it's brand new because all the tarmac looks freshly laid down there. So yeah, with that one, I'll probably, if you're following Google Maps or Waze, you want to come a little bit further down onto the main car park. But yeah, weather has got pretty severe now. I'm going to get back in the car and then yeah, think about you know, what else I was going to do here, and if that's going to be impacted by the visibility, because as you can see, yeah, you can hardly see anything now. For about 5 minutes or so, I really thought the weather was getting better. The rain was starting to stop, and most importantly, the fog was really starting to lift. So I thought I may as well drive to what was going to be my final location of the day, and also my final location here on the Isle of Skye. And that was the fairy pools. And I've literally drove up here about 40 minutes from where I was just. And yeah, I've made my way down here. Luckily, it's in the opposite direction, so we're a bit closer to going back over the bridge from here. But yeah, this was going to be my final visit here on the Isle of Skye, and unfortunately the rain has got worse, but that doesn't concern me too much. It's not really the rain that bothers me, it's visibility. And with this, it's about a 40-minute round trip from the car park just here. I've just pulled up on the car park, and let me spin you around and show you the conditions. It's a real shame, but the views here should have been fantastic. But as you can see, visibility is that low. And the rain's not ideal, but it's not really that's the problem. It's the visibility. Now, the fairy pools are somewhere down in that direction. And like I say, it seems like quite a simple walk, but not ideal when you're not really going to see much. Yes, we'd actually see the little waterfalls, but we wouldn't get to see the epic vistas behind it and the big views. So yeah, unfortunately, because of that, I'm not going to be making my way down to the fairy pools. It's a shame, unfortunately, that the past couple of hours, the weather's really took a turn for the worse. I was looking forward to doing both of these other things. However, I'm so glad that I got to see the main thing that I wanted to, and that was them epic views with the bridges. Like, that was stunning. It really was. That was what I really wanted to come over to the Isle of Skye for, and I'm so glad that I saw that, and the weather stayed clear. We got some great footage, some great photos, so it's been more than worth the trip for that. And also had a lovely battered sausage and chips, had a nice walk around the little town there. It's been more than worth it. Seen some more of Scotland that I've never seen before, and this is definitely somewhere I'd like to come back to. Maybe factor in a couple of days over here on the Isle of Skye to see so much more of this. But obviously with Scotland, the weather is so unpredictable. You got to think, right now back home it's 24 degrees and sunshine. Look at it here, it's 9 degrees Celsius where I am right now here, and yeah, it's certainly not ideal. But if you're coming up to Scotland, you've got to prepare for all weathers. Of course, I've got loads of waterproofs with me and everything, and it's not the rain that's putting me off, but it's the views. We're not going to get that same effect going down there. It's not a massive waterfall. They're more some smaller waterfalls with the views of the mountains behind, so we're just not going to get that view, unfortunately. I can barely see off the car park, let alone really far in the distance for the big vistas. But that pretty much brings us to the end of day 4, the penultimate day of this trip. What I'm going to be doing now is actually driving back onto the NC 500. Of course, I took a detour off here to the Isle of Skye. Now, I'm not going to put any footage in of this because I'm literally going to be going back on the road that I came here for. This wasn't like a round trip, so to speak. This was a come down to here and then turn back round and then go back to the NC 500. So that is what I'm going to be doing now. So yeah, you know, I'm not going to put in loads of footage, if anything. If it's cleared down by the big bridge that brought us over to the Isle of Skye, might might try and get another angle on that, and that's where we'll wrap up today's vlog. But of course, the final day tomorrow, there's still a couple more sites to see, and then going to be making our way back to where I started this trip 5 days ago, Inverness, and having more of a look around there, of course, before wrapping up this awesome trip. Honestly, it's seen so much. Tomorrow I'll go into more details with the summary, but right now I'm going to get back on the road. Need to be really careful now driving because visibility is low, fog lights going on, and yeah, let's hope that it might clear up a little bit later on. Well, the weather is pretty rough out there, but I managed to pull over at the side here and just show you a bit of a zoom in over to the fairy pools. I mean, you can just see them through the fog. I can zoom in a little bit, so you see just down there. Like I say, it's not a massive dramatic waterfall that we're looking at here. It's lots of small ones. However, on a lovely day, this would be perfect because you get the backdrop of all the mountains. I've seen some gorgeous photos from here, but yeah, you're just not going to get those today, unfortunately. Yeah, you've got all the mountains just over here. All that wind is really picking up out there now as well. But and then of course, yeah, you've got the pathway that leads down just here. In fact, you can just see some people walking down. If I zoom in there, just look to the right of the post. Gives you an idea on the scale. There you go. So yeah, there's a couple of people just walking down there. So yeah, it does give you a good idea. But like I say, if I still thought it was going to look spectacular, I would have gone over there. But literally, we're just going to see a few small waterfalls in the mist like this, unfortunately. You want them epic views behind it that we're not going to get today. So yeah, I'm going to carry on the road. Let's start heading back over the bridge. So I've just made that crossing back over the Skye Bridge. I've got a bit closer here for you, just to get a nicer zoomed in shot of the bridge there in all its glory. Like I say, it's really hard to get a perspective of, isn't it, until you see a vehicle going over, like the car just passing there from the right hand side. Really enjoyed my visit over there to the Isle of Skye. It was brilliant to see everything that I did. It's a shame that I didn't get them last couple of bits, but you know what? The views earlier on more than made up for it. But yeah, crossed over the bridge, and now I'm making my way back onto the NC 500, and that's where I'm going to be sleeping tonight, and that's where I'm going to be wrapping up this penultimate vlog. There's still one more to go from this epic trip. So I'm going to be making my way back up now to Loch Arran. That's the place that I drove through and then diverted off the NC 500 to come down here, cross the Skye Bridge and over onto the Isle of Skye. So I'm going to complete that journey. I'll put a little bit more footage in and then we'll wrap up this 4th vlog in the 5-part series. And what an epic adventure it's been. Well, there we go. I'm officially back on the North Coast 500. The question is, which way do you want to go? But yeah, of course, I've been following the NC 500 round anti-clockwise, but you could go clockwise, which is that way, or anti-clockwise and complete the trip like I'm going to do in that direction. What a fantastic detour today. It's 23 miles from this point here to the bridge that takes you over to Skye. So in total, it's a 46-mile detour from this very junction here, this very point where I turned off earlier on today about 7 hours ago. And then of course is whatever you decide to drive over on the Isle of Skye. In my opinion though, it's definitely worth it. Like, that detour was brilliant. I've had some of the best scenery of the trip. That area with the mountain and the bridge was pretty epic. And then of course you look at everything else that I've done today. I've drove on one of the hardest roads ever and got some amazing views. That was pretty stunning. Along with that as well, we've seen a castle that was really nice up on the hillside, lots of waterfalls. Honestly, it's been an absolutely epic day. I can't wait just to have a chill tonight. Done lots of heavy driving today, you know, like really concentrating. So yeah, it's nearly 10 o'clock in the evening now. I'm going to park up. From looking at Google Maps, there's a good lay-by a couple of miles down in that direction, which is of course where I'm going to be going, carrying on anti-clockwise around the NC 500. And then tomorrow we're going to complete it. It will be the 5th and final vlog from this trip, day number 5. And you know what? It's been epic. Looking at the sign there, Inverness is only 61 miles away now, so I'll be covering that 61 miles tomorrow. Got a couple more places planned to see along the way, of course, along with whatever views we see as well, and then we're going to be having a look round Inverness at the end as well. I started having a look round there back at 5 days ago, and it was nice, so I want to have a bit more of an explore, have a bit more time, and just reflect on what has been an epic road trip here on the NC 500. But there we go. Thank you so much for joining me on this epic day. Bit of a detour, but you know what? It's been awesome. I'm going to get some sleep, and I'll see you for the final vlog tomorrow. Honestly, thank you so much. It's been an epic trip. It really has. That leaves me one final thing to say. Get out there and have your own adventures. See you all tomorrow.